Hi, thanks for coming back for my third video. It's been a little bit since I've updated you guys, so this might be a little bit longer than normal. But anyway, I had a round of chemo yesterday and it's going about as well as it could go. I have noticed that the side effects have gotten significantly worse, and not in terms of each one is bad, but there's so many, and kind of all together it makes it difficult to do daily activities, but not impossible, just difficult. The ones that are the worst are the neurological side effects. Tripping over my words, saying the wrong word even though I think it's the right word, and not even remembering the word that I need to say are very difficult things for me to work through. I did struggle with it the first two times that I had cancer, and I did have speech therapy to help with some tips and tricks on how to recall words and remember things that I need to remember. So I have been implementing those. It doesn't always help, but it's helping a little bit more. Still pretty frustrating though. My labs and everything look good. So we're really happy with that. They're rebounding really well. Some are out of the normal range, but that's to be expected when you have cancer, so it's not a big surprise. We had a brain scan last week, and just because of the neurological side effects, but everything is fine, and all that neurological stuff is just side effects, unfortunately. Chemo really does a number on your body, and it especially does a number on your brain. There are so many side effects, but that one is probably the worst for me. We will be having a scan probably, I would say, in the next 3 weeks. So that should be another update again, and let you guys know how this treatment is going. But lately I've just been struggling with the neurological stuff, which is, again, very difficult for me because I just don't like struggling that out in the open, I suppose. And so since it started happening a few weeks ago, I've been, praying and asking and really wanting this to change like immediately. And that's not how God always works, which is really frustrating because I had a friend talk about how when we pray or ask for something, we know how God should work and move. Like, we already have a plan. We know how it should all go down. But that's not how God shows up. That's not how God usually moves. And it can be extremely frustrating because all we see is what we're in right now. All we see is the pain and the mess and the torment and the anger. And it can be very debilitating at times. Even for me, a lot of people, look at me and they say, oh, you must be feeling really great, or, oh, you must be doing pretty well, because outwardly I look fine. But I'm not. I'm struggling. I don't like to appear that I'm struggling because I don't want to feel broken, and I also don't want to bring other people down. I want to encourage people and I want to make people happy. And so this neurological stuff is very difficult because it's an outward sign that I have something wrong with me, and I don't like that. And so my prayers have been really focused on, what could be done and how I think it should change. And I was thinking of my friend who said that, we want God to do things a certain way, but it doesn't work like that. And I know it's frustrating, but when she said that, it reminded me that I've already been through cancer twice. And each time I could look back and see the goodness of God. And it wasn't the way I would have done things, for sure, but it still worked out, and it's still beautiful at times, the way that God showed up in ways that I never thought or even imagined, but he did. And so it was a really good reminder to not be so focused on, the view of our life, which is so tiny, but God sees this gigantic, huge masterpiece. And yes, it's going to be painful at times. Yes, it's going to hurt, but you're going to get through it and see the beauty in what he did and what he pulled you from. And I just really was thankful for that reminder. And it's a good reminder for everybody, not just if you're going through an illness, but if you're going through any type of family difficulties or loss of a loved one or anything like that. Just take it a day by day, hour by hour if you have to, and eventually you'll get out of it and you'll see the goodness of God if you give him the opportunity. And I know it's hard, believe me, I know it's hard, but I hope that this encourages you a little bit today and that you keep choosing to move forward and try to look at the larger picture. There was this other, I don't know, not illustration, but something like that, where the tapestries that are made are so beautiful from the front, but if you look from behind, they're a hot mess. They're all intertwined and mixed, and it looks terrible. You would never think that something so beautiful was on the other side. And that's how I try to think of it now, is all I see is the mess. All I see is pain and heartache and frustration. But God sees the masterpiece on the other side, and I just have to get to the other side, and I'll be able to see it too. So I hope that encourages you today, and that you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I will talk to you guys soon.